All right, no time for the BS. We're just gonna get right into it. I'm gonna play this video, and I would like a lot of women's opinion on this, but I'm gonna get my thoughts on this. But um, I was looking at the comments in this, and a lot of women saying like this man kind of embarrassed this woman, or like I would want um him saying this about me or something like that. But I don't see it that way, but I'm going to play the video and then I'm going to get you guys' opinions on this. So, then I'm gonna get my thoughts at the end of this.
Tired. I was in a season where God said, just be ready for your wife. So I went to this concert. I was invited. And long story short, as I sat there, he gave all of his background singers an opportunity to get a piece of the song. So two of them stuck out to me. One guy name was Chris, and then the other was Kanita. And so afterwards, I'm thinking in my mind initially, if they ever come back to Detroit, I might need them in the studio, might work on some records. So I introduced myself to the both of them, and after that, I left. And so when I introduced myself to Kanita, I didn't want to be the typical dude off the street, let me get your number in church, what I'm saying? So I just made it simple. I said, you know what, if you're on Facebook, I'll connect with you there. If you on social media, I'll leave it there. If it's more, cool. If it's not, cool.
So hold on, but so you was open to more.
I was open to more, but it wasn't my initial
original intent.
Yeah, see, I was in that time, even though God showed me her, I was still walking according to my preference. I liked light-skinned, long hair, petite models, all that crazy nonsense. I like what I want.
Yeah.
And so the Lord had to show me that that's where I was at. I was just
Y'all, so I'm outside last night, right? As a single.
What body count is?
Oh shoot! So, dang. So there's a couple things when I get back to that I want to look at. First things first. I wanted to look at the comments. Shoot. I didn't think it was just gonna go straight through another video. Sometimes doing these things live, I just kind of expect the unexpected. But I'm gonna try to come on, bring it back up. There we go. I felt unprepared, even though most of the time I was preparing. Okay, all right. Now, looking at this, I wanted you to look at some of the comments that I've been looking at. View more comments. This is from the Dear Future Wifey podcast, and I've done seen a couple of this, but you can tell they're obviously in their bodies, they're real close to each other. So I could look at the body and see like they're real close with one another, especially the way she got her hands on that man's lap. She loved that man, and I know he loved her too. And the way they're close to each other, just reading body language, you could tell like they're definitely in love with each other. So I want to just point that out from a body language standpoint, or at least what I'm seeing. Now, some of the comments that I've been reading, excuse me, that a lot of these women, they're not for it. And one of them is, and to be sitting there smiling, agreeing with what he's saying, though. And just like what he was saying. But, obviously it's about him admitting that when he met his wife, he was in a season of being tired. His preference wasn't lining up. He took a chance on his wife, but didn't care if it went anywhere because he said he wanted a light skinned, long haired, and skinny woman. Thankfully, he was tired and his wife was on the other end. I feel like that was condescending. It's not telling the whole truth. It's like it's giving you the bluff, but it doesn't make him look good in the bluff nose. But because he was tired, he wasn't tired because of her. Because he's like in the dating scene that he wasn't getting no luck in there. So God told him he's going to sit there and wait for his wife. And also, and I feel like a lot of women are tired on him saying that it's not his preference and like wanting a long haired, light skinned woman. So And you see a lot of these women. So you went against his preference. Why? Why even say all that? I think this was one woman says I think she was taken out of context. Yeah. His nope. His wife is his tolerance. He said that his preference is light skinned, long haired women. He didn't care if it went anywhere. He was tired of chasing his preference, so he settled for his wife. And this is one of the problems I have. And it's just like he didn't say he settled. I feel like a lot of you women are putting words into people's mouths that he just like he didn't settle for his wife. This is not a you'll do. I want people now just because he's not maybe it's not his preference to his T does not mean that she doesn't do more than what his preference does. And I don't men will tell you that a lot of men will take a strong six that will do or that will bring him peace and like caters to his needs than a 10 that don't do shit for it. I didn't take a, that knows me, knows how to work with me and like brings me peace and all that other stuff. I'll take a strong 6/10. Looks is we all because as men we know looks ain't everything. That's why like we don't really care if a woman is like 6'4" or 4'4" or like we're not going to dismiss a woman because of her height. We're not going to dismiss a woman because of petty shit. I know you see pop the balloon, but pop the balloon is meant to be petty, right? We look at things deeper in that. I keep telling people like men, we look at things, we look at morals. How do you make me feel as a man, and how do you make me feel as an individual? I'm pretty sure, and you don't probably get that from this video, but I'm pretty sure she does more than. And I'm not calling her a strong six. I'm just saying like most men, they would take a strong six over a 10. If the strong six does more than that 10 could ever do. So let me just say that I think she's a very gorgeous woman. You're like, but that's how most men are. It's like even Stephen A. Smith talked about it. You're like, get yourself. You don't need a 10 because a 10, you got to do that maintenance, and they always got to be baddie, and you got to pull up the maintenance. Get yourself a strong six that cater to your needs and like brings you peace and loves you for who you are. He wasn't in it. Sometimes you're like when you're not looking for love. That's when you least. That's when you find it. And I tell people all the time, it's just like even when like I talk with my ex all the time, when I was in that I wasn't really looking for her, but she kind of like stumbled and then like I pursued that. It was like maybe this is something I pursued and then maybe I should take a chance on it. I did. We was together for 3 years and there's that. But I don't regret not pursuing it because I enjoyed those 3 years. Um Thank you. You're the only one with common sense. Some relationships are with two people there have not been their type. They had a preference, but it changed once getting to know their spouse. States like this genuine happen. There's nothing wrong with that. Thank you. Like there's nothing wrong with like because I said this before. Like I love me a dark skinned woman. My preference is dark skinned woman. But I'm not gonna lie to you. My first girlfriend was a white girl, and the girls that encountered with, whether physically or not, it's just been lighter and lighter and lighter. Like there was one girl I tell you that I went to go see Otakon with. She was a light skinned girl with pretty blue eyes. I just thought she was a pretty thing, and I wanted her to go to the prom. Like I love my preferences of dark skin for I like my preferences dark skinned women, but like my ex was the first dark skinned woman that I ever done dated, and with her I did the longest, but like I was dating girls lighter than her. Like the the more I started dating girls, the darker the complexion goes. But like I'm not gonna stick. Most people don't stick to their preferences, and sometimes like yeah, she's not who I usually go for, but there's something about her that is having me drawn to her. Like men are different. Like we're not going to expect you to be everything that we need, but if you are a majority of what we need, we'll take it. That's not settling. If anything, that's compromising, like or negotiating. You're negotiating with yourself because sometimes that could be wifey. I'm looking at wifey, even though there's not stereotypically pre- from a preference rate who I go for. She does more than what most women do, and I feel like a lot of you women, you why some of y'all are single, y'all miss out on that blessing. Now, the part of me is not even that, because one, I feel like they're shitting on your marriage. It's just like, and it makes him look bad, and and even saying like, oh, him liking light skinned women and all this stuff. I'm pretty sure he bigs this woman up more than anyone, like more than anyone. So it was out of context. I know both of them personally. Okay. So knowing him personally means he didn't settle for her in his mind. Does he feel the same way? Also, wasn't her preference? Have you explained this? I don't think it's for me to say, but I will say that many times we have an idea of what we want and it focuses on physical things, when what God has is completely different from that. I was by her side in her single years down to where she's gotten married, and it's a beautiful love story. Yeah, I don't know. Again, y'all don't. Some people, I think they just look at it physically. A beautiful love story where she helped him get prepped to see his mistress stop and when you speak of relationships like this, disrespectful, this takes. A person doesn't have to be your type to be a great candidate for marriage. He literally said the Lord showed him where he was at and opened his mind to alternative thinking concerning decision choosing a wife. Just because she wasn't his type doesn't mean they don't have a great relationship. It also doesn't mean he isn't attracted to her. Thank you. Also, we all get tired of waiting, so why are we focusing on the part where it's making it seem like he's settled with choosing her? So glad the title posted the majority of it took it out of context. Then the op went on a posting rant because others disagree with her opinion. God's intent is not always ours. Yeah. Um. I think there's a slew of people that just like, and I've said this. This is a big problem. I don't know if both men and women do this, but I'm just going to say that I've seen this a lot. A lot of y'all nitpick at relationships where even if it's going well, you're trying to nitpick a relationship to break it up, and the smallest things you find, you're going to blow it up and make it, making a mountain out of a molehill. Yeah, I don't like again. Just because he's not her physical preference does not mean that woman don't do everything that he needs. And obviously he did because he wouldn't have married her if he didn't. Like I again, but I don't think, like I said, I don't think women understand that because I think women is just like you want to be your everything to this person. And sometimes I was like, oh no, this is like you are, but like it's not like oh he'll do. It's more or less I never thought I would find this in you, and I'm glad I did. I think most people, but I think a lot of people have negative, and especially in this time, a lot of people have negative views during relationships, and I think that's why they're failing. And honestly, I think some people go into relationships wanting to leave looking for reasons to leave the relationship than to make it work. Look Look at how happy. Look at the body language. Now he's talking, but look at the body language. So you can see it's just like he's expressive. Him talking his story. She got his head on his lap, and I'm pretty sure if you watch the full podcast, I'm pretty sure he talks very positive about his wife. But you can tell like there's nothing in here that's just like I don't see nothing wrong with what he said nor how he's acting, but I do feel like there is people out there that it's just like you kind of like you rather see it fail than to succeed. And his body language is still one of his preferences. I disagree with that, but again, there's a lot of miserable people out there. I think there's enough. Black people have been conditioned for years. As long as you're picked by a man, you're in that man's presence. A lot of men settle to look for placeholders with women that can suck resources, labor, and sex from while still looking for their preferences. They will get with women they can tolerate, marry by access, and have children, all of them while they are building themselves up for the women they actually want to be with. If you look nothing like the celebrity crush, you are not his. Uh, Again, like I said, this is what I mean by instead of being happy for the kid, you're looking for reasons to break the marriage, break the. Because I guarantee you, like, um, he would rather be with his wife, and I'm putting myself on him. I'm putting myself out there. Like, I guarantee you, he would rather be with his wife than be with someone that like that is his preference. Because if he, let's just say he does go for his preference doesn't do nothing for him. Preference does nothing for him. And like, are you willing to risk that just for your preference? And most men are not. It's just like my wife does more. It's just like my wife does more than what um you like most women to do. It's just like okay, the best way I can say this, and I hope I don't get copyrighted for this, but y'all remember the Fresh Prince um Prince episode where Pam Grier was on there, and like it's like bam.
You are a very
Now let's see. We're gonna get to right here. Now, even though if you seen this episode, like he like they had a fling back in the day. Obviously, now she's married to Vivian. Now she slept with Will, obviously, the ta. So he kind of like chastised her, but then you get this scene right here.
I think you better leave. Vivian, this is not as big as you're making it out to be. Maybe not in your little world. Too bad, Philip. We could have had something special.
I have something special.
That right there. That right there is completely something else. It's like this woman is something special. He has something special. So I don't think he's going to go out. And I feel like a lot, like, again, you done probably fucked with. Now, what they're saying is wrong. It's not saying what they is wrong, but you're like some dudes don't really get to appreciate the woman that's in front of them that does a lot. And but the men that do is going to do whatever for his woman. And like I said, to her, to from him to her, she is something special. And he's not gonna get rid of that. So again, I don't know these people from the front, but most black men, I'm an anomaly. So I've always liked dark skinned women growing up. I've always did. It's like the first girl, one of my first girls I ever liked, my sister's friend. Her name is Cece, darkest night, but beautiful as hell. Like I've always had a thing for dark skinned women. Um, the same way this light is right, the same way this was 6 feet, 6 figures. Many are jumping over the purpose partners when many black women are being conditioned to overlook the hardworking man for a 6 figure salary. There is slim chance of marriage. It's a vicious game we are winning at. I, only reason I totally disagree is like we like what we like, but is there people that do like red balls? Yeah, but again, I'm an anomaly. If that's the case, I'm an anomaly. But I don't think that we think light is right. But I think most men, if you see most men, like most men try to teach their kids to love their own self, love their skin, or love their who they with. Like, but I've also seen people with the same complexion. Like I've seen dark skinned people with other dark skinned people. It's just like the thing is the beautiful things. Again, like I feel like if we see more positive relationships, we get more positive outcomes. Because even then, like you see a positive relationship, there's always someone in there that's just like, and he'll still cheat on you, sis. It's like he'll cheat on you. It's like he'll cheat on you, sis. So I don't think he's settled, and this is why I hate the word settled because you're you're not even because indirectly you're hurting the woman instead of like hurting the man. It's just he's not your. It's like then why would he marry her? It's like the thing is with marriage is just like you want to spend the rest of your life with this woman to have in the whole, and it's just like we don't monkey branch, and that's I think that's where a lot of this men don't monkey branch. We really don't. We especially since women initiate 80% of divorce, men don't monkey branch. And I'm pretty sure when we good on hands and feet in marriage, it's not you'll do. Is I cannot see myself without, you're the mother of my child, I need to do right by you and all that stuff. But I think that's how women think. But men, and I feel like that's a guilty conscience because women, they'll monkey branch. And the fact that, and I've said this all the time, it's like because you have so many options that you might be drowning in options. You have too many options. You may not think that, a lot of women I've had arguments with that. It's like not all the options are good. Never said all the options were good. I just said you have a lot of them. And that you kind of like the fact that you have so many options, it you skip over some of the good ones. Or you have a hard time vetting them because all of them look the same to you. So you're going to be looking at men as the negative. If you have bad interests with men, and then some of them are your preferences, and some of the preferences are ancient niggas, then you probably gonna be looking at ancient niggas. But so when you see a relationship like this, you're wanting to for it to fail instead of wanting it to succeed. I would like to see. I hope they again. I don't know these people, but I hope whatever they say because I think the woman is gorgeous. Again, I don't think he's losing. He doesn't look like he's losing, and it's just like everything is just happy with them. But he's also, but again, I could be wrong. And whatever woman wants to come up here and we can discuss this to say why I'm wrong, I will definitely hear you out. But I think a lot of y'all are wrong. But that's just me. Let me know what you guys think. Till then, my name is Mosquito Fly, and I'm out. Peace.